What is up, everybody? Today we are here for the very first episode of Anti-Meta Monday, which is also the same and the first episode of the Pokemon VGC Masterclass, a course I've currently been working on and developing on Patreon. We're going to be uploading this and streaming this live on Twitch TV and uploading it to YouTube. But this is where I teach you guys how to play creative VGC correctly. Nailed the intro right there. Here we go. Today we're going to be taking a look at Dragapult, Beartic, Tornadus, Gallade, Kyurem White, and Lunala. Very, very cool team. A bunch of these Pokemon were taken from submissions on our Patreon post where we announce Anti-Meta Mondays. And written up a super, super cool doc to go along with this team, breaking down how to build anti-meta teams correctly. I think this is one thing that a lot of people don't really talk about, don't really know when building anti-meta. I think a lot of people like to take a look at a certain like meta squad and just pick stuff that's good into it. And that's not actually how you build an anti-meta team. And so before building an anti-meta team, I want you to try doing this one thing for me. And that one thing is taking winning off of the table for building an anti-meta team. When you're building an anti-meta team, I don't want you to think about like beating Shadow Rider and beating Zenta. I don't want you to think about this team's Miraidon matchup. I want you to think about a million other things that you can accomplish. It's like, oh man, what if I like went like an explosion, like a Alolan Golem next to like a ground type to use Galvanize and blow everything up? Like I want you to go really, really deep. I want you to use like Fusion Flare Smeargle with like, you know, Fusion Bolt Zekrom and like come up with a really like bunch of cool ways to make like tech work. And then from there, what makes a team like anti-meta is coming up with those ideas, right? And then finding a way to make them look and work well in an established meta at the end, right? I want you to come up with the ideas first and optimize them later, right? So let's just read down some of this doc and get really familiar with how to make this work in your own game. So it says, before building an anti-meta team, I want you to try to do one thing for me. I want you to try and take winning off the table as an objective for now. Sure, winning is nice, but if winning wasn't our main objective, just think of the cool things we could accomplish each game using fun mons to troll our opponents. Like, that's the main thing. You want to put fun first, winning, second or even later, right? So, some examples of things to do instead of just winning may be using an anti-meta mon, like a Beartic, which we're going to be using today. Using an underrated set or item on a common mon to cheese opponents. So this could be things like, Focus Sash Tyranitar or something like that. Just stuff to mess with people. Finding different ways to get them to lead incorrectly by bluffing in the team preview. I think that's a really, really underrated part of like anti-meta. You want to make your teams look like they do one thing and do something completely different. So this would be something like, a special sweeper Zacian or something like that. Like something completely like off the wall different. You could be trying a really funny flowchart or gimmick. This could be that sort of like explosion team I was talking about earlier. Or, my Mewtwo team with the evasion boost Mewtwo that I took to NAIC. That's a flowchart or gimmick team. Or you could be trying to do all of this stuff at the same time. So good news for you guys. I actually have a full list of how to come up with these ideas yourself, which is what we're going to be breaking down today before we get into some really, really cool games with this team on the ranked Reg I ladder. So let's just hop right into this and start scrolling down. And this whole doc is available on Patreon as well. For those guys that are members of Patreon, you guys can have this doc at your disposal and you guys can follow along. And we're going to be uploading these every single weekday as a part of our Pokemon VGC Masterclass, which is what we're going to be talking about a lot this month throughout the month of July. And if you guys are excited about this stuff, I'm really excited about it. If you guys have any questions, please think about let me know. But that's all up on Patreon. You guys can join for the low, low price of $2 to have your teams, your picks, everything about what you want to see influenced. And let's just hop right into this here. So we're right here. So once you start trying to make points like these your main objectives, you can cut out all the other voices in your head saying stuff like, you need speed control, or you have a bad Shadow Rider matchup, or this team would never work in OTS, or you auto-lose the Trick Room. These are all things that are very common to deal with. Like, whenever you build a team, you're like, but I can't beat Shadow Rider. It's like, but what if they have, like, Prankster Tailwind? Or, I can't beat Trick Room. These are all things that, like, that's the meta, and that's everything about, like, the Pokemon community trying to keep you down, keep you thinking small. You want to try and solve those problems when they appear, not when you're starting your team building. You don't want to start trying to solve those problems before they even arise because they might not ever even arise. So don't worry about it so much. Most of these issues can be solved with good team building, even if we are playing anti-meta. I just want you to solve these problems at the end of team building instead of the start of it. And I think that's an underrated part of like team building and mechanics that people just don't ever talk about. They think you have to be perfect and counter everything right off the rip, and you do not. You can solve those problems when they appear as a problem. It's not that these points aren't valid, it's that those points don't matter to us yet, because for this exercise, winning isn't the main objective. Having fun is. Sure, you might take a few L's to those auto-loss matchups, but the wins you get along the way will be so much sweeter. And that's what we're working on in today's Anti-Meta Monday exercise. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, whenever you're playing, and you like are using like a really, really bad team, you're just trying to troll people, you remember the wins. You obviously remember the losses too, but you really remember the wins. I want you to try and chase those wins. That's what we're going to be working on in today's video, or today's streamerino here. So, let's start this up. It says, here are some of the Pokemon that were submitted on Patreon for Anti-Meta Monday. I think there was also a couple other ones that people submitted, but at the time of me recording and writing this doc, these are the only ones that I currently have. So it says, Gallade, Dragapult, Beartic, Base Form Kyurem, Gengar, Scarlet, Heracross, Torterra. Obviously, I could use a bunch of these, but I decided on picking 4 of them that I felt would kind of go together. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to use Gengar, but you know what? We're going to do one of these every single week. So like next week, we can try and get the Gengar in there. Gengar and Pult kind of clashed a little bit too much, being so weak to a bunch of the same objectives, but you know, that's kind of how it goes. So I built a team that uses 4 of them, and that team looks like this. So it's going to feature a very, very aggressive banded Pult here. It's going to feature a cloaked Beartic with Slush Rush, getting to that 112 speed to actually be able to outspeed Shadow Rider if you have the ice up. Speaking of the ice, it's going to be Snowscape Manual Cast Prankster Torn with Sash. Going to be a Safety Goggles Gallade. I actually really think Gallade's a solid Pokemon in this format. It's going to be a Specs Blizzard Kyurem, Base Form Kyurem. And then last but not least, it's going to be a Power Herb Lunala. So we have some standard tech here, like the Tornadus and like the Lunala, even if it sets a little bit weird, because it has Blizzard and other things like that. But I think the core of this team, which is like the Pult, the Beartic, the Kyurem, they're very anti-meta, and they're very good at punishing certain things. Reading. When building this team, I made a few choices that would influence my play moving forward. This is really, really important. I wanted to try and pick like 3 things you really want to do that, remember, aren't winning. The first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to make a Tail Room team, which is having Trick Room and Tailwind on the same team that hard cast Snowscape for my 2 Blizzard spamming restricteds. That's what I really wanted. I wanted that manual prankster boosted weather so I could, you know, set the weather and punish other people for setting weather with like abilities. Things like Kyogres and Kyurems, Kyogres and Koraidons, I'd be punishing them by manual casting after they already activated. If my opponent didn't have correct fairy coverage, I would lead with Choice Band Dragapult and shove them in. This is a gameplay choice, something I'm proactively deciding to act upon in my games. If you don't have a Flutter Mane or like an obvious Fairy Terramon or something like that, I will lead Dragapult and I will chunk both your mons for half. You will be forced to deal with this Dragapult, which will unlock my ability to bring in something like my Gallade, my Kyurem, or even my Beartic out safely to correctly like sweep the game from there. The third thing, I think the third thing here is a choice that I made. Maybe it might be a good choice, maybe not be a bad choice, but I decided to not auto-lose to Amoonguss. And I think that that's something that a lot of people don't have high on their choices of things they want to get done, but I was looking at the mons that were, submitted, and I was like, man, these things just lose to Amoonguss really hard. So I'm deciding to, before even getting to the building, keep in the back of my mind that Amoonguss is going to be a problem for this team, and I need to add a lot of tools to deal with it, otherwise we just auto-lose. So we're going to be adding things like Grass Terra to some of our mons, Safety Goggles on our Gallade and stuff like that, because we don't want to auto-lose to Amoonguss. We actually want to be able to play the game, and since Amoonguss is a pretty meta Pokemon, checking it could be considered pretty anti-meta. So, not only did I come up with 3 things that I wanted to accomplish, here's what I actually added to accomplish those goals. I used I used Prankster Tornadus to set Tailwind and Snowscape to enable my Ice types. I added correct speed control next to Dragapult to force common fairy types like Flutter Mane to come in each game so I could TR and close out with Blizzard. See, we're using Dragapult as bait. We're threatening to win with Dragapult. We're forcing our opponents to meet us at a specific level. And even if they do, then we have lines and things we will effectively go down to punish those fairies. And if they don't, we'll just win. Do you see how it's really, really cool? And you want to start creating these flowcharts and these lines in your own teams as well. The third thing, like I already talked about, is I added Safety Goggles to my Gallade and Grass Terra to my Beartic to better deal with Amoonguss if need be. We're taking a look at just a screenshot I have from one of the first games that I played. They lead Tornursh. They're threatening to go Tailwind, Double Dip Water Terra. They can go into the Glade if they want. They can go into the Pult. Like, honestly, like, we just chunk them out with Pult. Like, the idea here is set TR with the Glade. We're EV trained to live this. So, set TR with Glade, rip the darts. Darts goes into both. TR goes up. They actually didn't KO either, and then I just got to double darts again and just win the game. By fully planning out the 3 things I wanted to accomplish without even thinking of winning, I've mapped the blueprints for how I want this team to work. Now all I have to do is hop into some games and work on my lines. So I played this on Showdown. I created a fresh account, VGC MC, and yeah, what I did is I played 8 games. I was like, I'm gonna play till I lose. And what happened was, if you guys can check out all these replays if you want on Showdown, not the greatest opponents, like obviously people in like the 1100s, 1200s, 1300s. I won every single game. I won 8-0. I got to 1253, which is, you know, that's decent. You're starting to fight real teams at that point. And what 8-0 isn't is 7-1, and what it isn't is like 6-2. It's undefeated. We won every single game, which means we have to be doing something right. So that's what I talk about right here. It says low ladder, a fresh account for sure, but 8-0 with this ragtag group shows that we are doing something right. If I had to put my finger on what is making this team work correctly, is its synergy between Ghost, Terra, Sash, Torn, and Ghost Dragapult working at a faster speed tier than most teams are used to dealing with, and heavily influencing my opponent's team preview to set up for my TR monster sweep in the back. This next part is the most important thing you can take away from playing these sorts of anti-meta teams. And this is the real nugget of value, in my opinion, from playing these really weird teams, is we learned something that we didn't know before, right? That Pult plus Tailwind with balanced Mons that have AoE moves in the back is actually really, really good in Reg I. That's something that no one else really has that sort of in-depth practice with, because that's not a core that exists, because that's not meta. That knowledge is something that we are the sole owners of at this current moment, and it's all because we went into this team building session without trying to win. We went in it trying to find niche partners for Dragapult to help it work in Reg I, and we were rewarded with a little nugget of knowledge, a little tactic, a little 2-mon comp combo that's really, really underrated. Now, it's little nuggets like this that compound into you developing your own independent playstyle and can be incredibly useful if the meta ever takes a sudden shift that enables a team or anti-meta tactic you discovered to have and have more experience with to come meta. We're seeing this now with the rise of Scarlet, Miraidon, and Reg I. That was really not that good at the start of Reg G, but the players who stuck with it and practice it are the ones that are currently reaping the benefits of having reaping the benefits and having a great slot into the Reg I meta, right? So that's the thing, is what you need to be doing when you play anti-meta is, again, not trying to win. Try and find cool things to do, and then adding the tools to allow those things to do those fun things, and then just playing the games. Win or lose, what you're doing is developing the skills to play the game in the way that you want to play. And then if you continually add upon what your list of tactics and skills that you have, over time, what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of just random knowledge of mons that work together and cores and tactics. And eventually, what's going to happen, it's going to be awesome. You're going to be doing some team building. You're going to be playing. And something that you have knowledge of is going to be really, really good. It's going to connect the dots and you're like, whoa, this is a really good check-in in the meta. You're going to act on it. You're going to enter a tournament, and you're going to do super well because you're going to take the meta by storm. And it's through little exercises like this that you're going to be able to do that. So another thing I also talk about at the end is if you wanted to fill out your teams A through S tier leads to get a better understanding of, these sort of lines, you could. But since this team is for best of 1 close sheet, since that's what we're playing right now, we don't really need to do that. And honestly, I got a pretty good understanding of this team. You could realistically just lead something like Torn Pult in most matchups, or Pult Glade if you wanted to go TR. Even Lunala Pult or Lunala Torn are very solid leads. I've led Beartic Torn once, and sometimes I think I led Pult Curem one time in a matchup where I didn't know where the Sash was. I was like, I'm just gonna double tap both these with the AoE. And so stuff like that works too. But this is a really, really cool team. We're gonna hop into some games with it in just a minute. But let me know, everyone that's in chat, right? Let me know, what do you think of write-ups like this? Do you think write-ups like this actually help you guys get better? I think that I could have just made a very small note of stuff I wanted to talk about here, but I think having this as a published resource that people can go back to and check out is actually really, really important. People can check this out, 2-3 months down the line, 4 months down the line, 3 years down the line, this information will be here, and it will still be correct, because what we're using is like general Pokemon knowledge. You don't have to be a Scarlet and Violet enjoyer. We could be playing Gen 10, Gen 11, Gen 12, and this information will still be here. Loving the write-up. Happy to hear you like it, right? Feels like something I can revisit. I really think that like being able to have this at your own, like, it's not like a video. Like you can be playing Showdown in one tab and have this like pulled up on the other side and be like, I need to go down this checklist. Like it's a little checklist that helps you play the game correctly. And I'm really excited in the Pokemon VGC Masterclass to start writing more articles and have stuff like this as like a resource you guys can pull from. So if you guys are all excited about this as well, please think about checking out the Pokemon VGC Masterclass. It's linked up on Patreon. It's completely free to join on Patreon. And then if you want to join for like the $2 tier to unlock all this stuff so you guys can see it, please do that. If you guys have any questions as well, please think about reaching out and letting me know. We're going to hop into some games with this team and hopefully get some big wins. Again, this team's kind of weird and it's really hard to play, but man, we have a lot more experience with this than they do. Like we know what we want to accomplish. We want to bully those fairies. We want to not lose to a Mungus. And we want to try and close out with like Lunala or Kyurem in the back. So let's hop into some games and wish me luck. Here we go. Terapagos into the Armarouge. That is a choice. I think we can bully. So remember, the first thing we want to do is scout for, do they have any fairy types? If they do not, Pult. So I will Pult. And one really cool thing about playing against like a Terapagos team, even if they have like a Fairy Terra, they're probably not going to be using it. Because they need to save for Terapagos, right? So Pult is an absolutely amazing lead. And then what else do we want? We could lead Lunala here. That's definitely an option. I like Lunala enough. I might try and bully a little bit, though. I don't think I'm going to take the bait with the Moongeist Beam on my Lunala. Let's see. My set is Wide Guard, Meteor. I think I'm going to bring Lunala in the back. I think I'm going to lead Pult, though. Pult Gallade seems really solid. I'm not going to lie. It just seems really good. Pult Gallade. I like Kyurem here. Specs Kyurem is a beast. Let's try that. No weather. I think Beartic is usable, though. If I wanted to lead Beartic, there is a situation in which it could be really good. You know what, actually? I'll lead Pult Beartic. And then I'm going to bring my Gallade in the mid-game and my Lunala. We're not bringing Kyurem in this one. I got something I want to try. I want to try this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? If you want to lead Armarouge and just rip me to smithereens, I have to live with that. But if you don't, let's see what happens. Because Pult's so much damage right now. And again, Follow Me, which would be a really good play into this. Like, you're just going to lose that Mon. So they can lead Entity and they can lead Cali and they can go Follow Me and they can do all these other things. But like, we'll see if it's the right play. All right, so you are going to get Trick Room up. I cannot stop the Trick Room. All I can do is Wide Guard. If that is indeed my endeavor to counter here. Seeds Entity. Okay. I wonder if Pult Okos with darts there. Or if I should just be U-turning. I think I should just U-turn. If I U-turn and Throat Chop the... I mean, I could double into the Cali and do that, but if they protect it, I would just lose. So that's what I'm going to try at the Entity. And then I'm going to come in with Lunala and then have my Wide Guard available. Yeah, I'm fine with that. There's the Follow Me. This is going to take out the Entity this turn. I'm pretty sure. Big U-turn. Yeah. Cool. Now, I wonder what they're going to do with Cali Eye. I don't think you just rip Lance here. I think you rip Lance next turn. But this is fine. Big damage. I wonder if they're going to go Iron Hands here. Trick Room. Solid. So let's see. Is this Iron Hands or is this Terapagos? Because, like, honestly, Lunala is good into them. Ursa, that's also fine. Don't particularly care about this guy just yet. So we do a really good job about blocking what this guy's trying to put down. I think for this first turn, though, I'm going to Meteor Beam here. And I'm going to Icicle Crash this Luna. If it works, it works. First one's going to protect. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Are you sticking a Leech Seed into my Lunala, my friend? You are. Yes. If I can hit this, you probably go down. And then I can just leave. I could have also doubled the Cali. But I didn't want a situation where I double the Cali and I get like Earthquake to break my Shadow Shield and then like pinned by like Nevermelt Ice Lance. I didn't want that. I wanted to respect Cali. Just gotta hit this move. Can I hit this? I'm so good at this game, guys. Did you guys know that I'm so good? Did you guys know that I'm actually like the best Pokemon player that's ever existed in terms of like the RNG? Like it's next level skill. Next level skill. So that's game. We just lost there. There is no coming back from that at all. There should not be a way to come back in that situation. The only way is they are absolutely terrible at this game of Pokemon. Make them be bad. Yeah, correct Pokemon play is hard to do. It's hard. Pokemon's the only game where you're like, I will do this thing. And the game says no. Like, imagine if it's chess and you're like, Bishop to H7. Check. And the game's like, you missed, bro. Never lucky. Normal Terra Facade. Yep, cool. So we're going to be able to take out that Cali. Maybe. Beartic goes down for the count. Absolutely acceptable. Hopefully Cali goes down, right? Please go away. I don't want to deal with you at all. Yeah. Crit. That's right. Even though we didn't need it. Because we were at +1. Okay, so we have Gallade able to come out here. Gallade can eat that Ursa Luna for breakfast if it can connect. Even though, well, we're going to try. Bring out the Gallade here. Here's hands. Two turns. Is it time? Has to be. This has to be the play. You have to respect my Gallade's ability to be sashed. So we're trying to block that facade. If you headlong rush my Lunala, you headlong rush. Fake out. There's a train on the board, my good sir, my good friend that you set. And we are losing. They just ignored the Gallade that could have. Well, they fake outed a Gallade. Unfort. Hate to see it, right? You hate to see situations where like they're absolutely terrible and you lose because of RNG. But we gotta take the L's just like we gotta take the W's, right? Take the L's just like we take the W's. The we take those is something that goes both ways. Never lucky, though. Can't believe what I just saw. I mean, hey, what are you going to do, right? He literally misplayed into the most perfect outplay. This is the play. If they're bad enough to make that play, they might protect this turn, not know what the Trick 'em turns look like. Yeah, the Gallade would have just one-shotted the Ursa there. Yep, they double Gallade. I swear, if you hit my pult with a facade. Nice. Good play from you. Shouldn't be able to win this one, but we're gaming. Doing our best with what we got. Maybe if we crit both these darts and both the next darts, we'll have shots. Oof. I need like 3 more crits, though. And I'll take the Ursa out next turn. If their last mon's like actually really terrible, like we can be gamers. Which is amazing. It's like your last mon has to be non-existent. Maybe they'll like protect Ursa and I'll double tap their hands. That is how we win, honestly. Oh my gosh, thank you. Donation accepted. Cruise control for cool, Dragapult. We don't even get the KO, that's so nutty. Yeah, we do, all right. That was a low roll on that first one. You think you've seen it all. Ursa's going down next turn. We might win. There's definitely a situation which we win. If this last month's like Pagos. Oh wait, we win. I forgot. We won. I forgot we took it out. We won. I forgot that another mon. Well, I won. Okay. I won. I won this game. I won. I forgot. Yeah, we took the entity out so early. I forgot it even existed. Better player always wins. You know what? We do be winning. Let your opponent be bad is a good win condition. Hey, you know what? If they make mistakes in one game, they're one part of the game, they're going to make mistakes in another. I always want to say this. Like, all right, we see this happen a lot on stream where it's like, that's it. You know that there don't have any more mons if they already killed out 4. But like realistically, like hypothetically preparing for resources for them having 5 mons, that's such a flex, right? Where like, I'm trying to outplay through the RNG, even in situations where like I'm assuming they have an extra mon when they don't. That's just so funny. But yeah, we take those wins all the way to the bank. Wins up. See, I told you, we take the wins just like we take the L's. Is good here, but we don't know if that's Scarf Ogre, right? I think that's going to be a little bit harder to deal with than we initially want to on paper. I could still lead Pult, I guess. Pult. Let's go. Let's try Pult still. I want to try this. It doesn't work, right? That's how we're shoving things down. And I think because this team doesn't have redirection and doesn't have acceptable terms of dynamic speed control, I feel like that's a mistake that this person has made in their team building. And I feel that since they've made that mistake, there are situations in which we can capitalize on it and punish correctly. So you see how they have Fluttermane over there, which is a pretty good mon. Fluttermane, though, does not get Prankster speed control. Let's see if it's even Booster, which they can't have 2. They can only have 1. Drizzle happens, then Booster. Does that tells me that this is... Yeah, that's right. I think that means that this is Scarf Ogre, correct? So how would I want to deal with that the correct way? Tailwind? And darts? Items activate after abilities. They do activate after abilities, you're right. It's hard to say which one is actually correct here. I'm going to click Tailwind. And I'm going to see that they don't have anything that really swaps on this super well. They have Insane if they want. I could go Tailwind and darts here. I think I could. But I think they're going to... I think I'm going to Phantom Force target their Flutter. And they have to know where I'm targeting, but like, let's see if they have normal Terra, if they want to blow that. Hard to say, right? They're going big. Big water Terra. Dang, it would have been really nice to hit one of these guys with a Phantom Force. The Tailwind is good. Phantom Force. So that's Terra down. The Flutter can no longer Terra, and if it ever swaps, it's going to come in and be slower than our Pult. Icy Wind can, if it misses on Torn, I was going to say if it misses on Torn, that'd be just GG. We just hardcast that Snowscape over it, but we don't have the Snowscape over it. We do have the Tailwind. Big Spout. See, I told you it looked like Specs Ogre. Sorry, Specs, Scarf Ogre. And it's not faster than the Flutter, right? But I still think it's fast. We have Y-Guard for this. No reason to just eat that damage, you know? So if you want to come in with something like Insane here, first of all, you have to bring that Insane. Otherwise, any mon that you swap in is going to eat a Banded Phantom Force, and no one wants that. So let's see what kind of Kyogre this is. Damage. So I'm on down. Okay. When in doubt, Water Spout. There it is. Score equalized. And if they bring in Sin, we can just start hard casting. Oh, let's see. If they bring in Sin, we can just go for Meteor Beam into that Sin slot and pick up the KO. We can't fake out. We have the Tailwind control. Miraidon. Good play. I think you just double the Miraidon here, or go into it at the very least. I think that could be a good play. They know I'm going to be Phantom Forcing. Bruh. I'm thinking. I don't care as much about Kyogre as I do about Miraidon. So just sticking any amount of damage into Miraidon would be a W for us. Let's see. If the Kyogre moves faster than the Miraidon, it's choiced. Nice. It is Scarfed. I knew it. I knew it was Scarfed. I felt it in my jimmies. Okay, and we're going to lose the Lunala this turn to correct targeting. Yep. Now, we should still be... Well, now I got crit. I think we're still going to win here, though, because we have Kyurem in the back, and we have the super effective Specs Freeze Dry. That Ogre is going to... They're going to be... They can't pivot out both of them for Instant. So we have the Miraidon slot pinned, and we're going to have the Ogre slot pinned. To the best of our abilities. Like, it's going to be hard to break an Instant either way, but if they have to come in on that Freeze Dry or on the Pult, they're going to be really, really sad. So hopefully we can kill the Miraidon here with the banded Phantom Force, but let's just see what we got. Wish me luck. You can't pivot out both of them for Instant, only one. Or you can just lose both and then bring it in Sin. You know, that's fine with me. Miraidon's going to protect. Weird. But, you know, we did use the move called Phantom Force, which you assumed I target your Ogre, which I did not. And we pop it. Mirai gone. Kyogre's staying in, fighting against the Kyurem here. And it's faster than me, which is very unfortunate. I was not expecting it to be faster. Ugh. Because I still have a turn of Tailwind, right? It's nutty. But he's going to be big weak sauce now. Yeah, he's very weak now. Tailwind Peter's out. That's crazy. That he's still faster than my Kyurem. Very crazy. Like, Kyurem does not have, like, a lot in speed, but it's Valiant. And there is the Electric Train, which means I think we might lose here. Definitely possible to lose here. Because they have, like, the speed booster there, and we're stuck. So I have to do this, which I don't particularly want to do. I think we have to try and get the KO there. And we're going to Phantom Force the Kyogre slot to try and get away with that if we can. Let's see what they do. There's no reason to double dip the Terra on the Pult there. We're just going to try and live like a close combat or something. We're going to see how much damage we take from the Spout. If we can wait out the weather... It was attack boost. Oh, was it? Damn, I'm messing up today, bro. It's okay then. Pult lives 7 HP, baby. Phantom Force, we dippin'. Okay. Spirit Break. Oh, we eating it. Eating good in the neighborhood. Arby's. And then we just need to break Sash there. Nice. We should be able to win here then, because, yeah, we just go Freeze Dry into the slot. Kyogre gets taken out by, Pult. If you want to take out the Pult, you lose the Kyurem. You don't have any AoE. Awesome. The power of base form Kyurem compels you. Poison Terra Kyurem. Look at that. Look at that Kyurem out here. Crazy. Big Spout. Actually, do we lose here? Actually, we do lose because I'm an idiot. I forgot. Actually, I fucked that up. My bad. Damn it. No, I should have taken out the Ogre. I should have taken out the Ogre and targeted the Phantom Force into the... Well, it didn't matter. We lose anyways, but it's fine. Close game. Mistakes were made. I made the mistake when I saw him get Attack Booster, and I didn't see Attack Booster. I should have been paying more attention instead of reading my chat and seeing that it wasn't Speed Booster. Because if I knew it was Attack Booster the whole time, you just double that slot. So, completely my fault. That does tend to happen sometimes. I was not paying enough attention in the game. But, oh well. Yeah, that Scarf Ogre being faster than my Tailwinded Kyurem was definitely not a look that I liked. Like, if we open up like a team builder here, Kyogre can get to like that at level 50, 234, and you know, Kyurem just wasn't there. Kyurem is sitting at 232. So like Kyurem, honestly, if that was a calc that I wanted to outplay more often, I could put that would right there would get me over that. And Miraidon. So let's think about what we want to do here. Bundle's pretty problematic. It's probably going to be sashed. I don't really have to worry about Trick Room here, since like they don't have any big mons can close. Like Groudon's good, but it's not like amazing. Pult is decent here. Whimsicott gives it a lot of problems. That's probably a Cloak Whims because the sash is on the bundle. So I think if we're being respectful of bundle, we're probably going to be fine. How to be respectful of bundle while still respecting Whims? It'd have to be a Torn lead, right? What if I just let like Torn Pult? If you lead Whims and you don't Fairy Tera and run, you just lose. That's funny. I think I can actually lead like Torn Kyurem. It's a very weird looking lead on paper, isn't it? I don't know if I like that though. I like the Torn. I think I might go Torn Pult, maybe Torn Lunala. Seems definitely usable. I like the Torn Pult though. Because even if they rip me on the turn 1 and waste their Terra, like then I can just bring out my good stuff in the back. Love that. Let's go. Yeah, if they blow their stuff on, why not add delay on stream? Doesn't that help in case someone's trying to snipe? Because you can't answer questions and be like as open with the chat. So for the people I'm actually making the stream for, the people that are like watching, I can't reply to their comments or their questions as easily. Delay doesn't stop anything. They see the items and they know how to punish for the most part. You know, what are you going to do? Because, like, you always have, like, 45 seconds to a minute to wait, right? So, like, I have 44 seconds to make this turn. Like, what am I going to set, like, a 2-minute delay so people can't hear my thought process when I'm talking about turns, like, a minute or two in the future? It doesn't work like that. So, in this situation, one of those mons is going to terastalize into Fairy type. Probably. Probably. We gonna learn today which one it is. Ooh, are you gonna go Fairy Tera Bolt? Is this Whims? Alright, and they're going Fairy Tera Bolt, I'm pretty sure. If they don't, they're about to be getting slapped, bro. About to be getting slap-a-rooney-doonied. Yeah, let's see it. Oh, it didn't Terra! Okay. Look at this darts. Big darts. Bro. Cooked. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me. Nice. And that Whims definitely has Encore here. So they can Encore my Torn into Protect, and I can't stop that. And they can go D-Gleam, and they can do so many different problems here. And I know they have Fairy. So it's like we actually are super pinned. Like while we are alive and winning, we are super pinned by like Fairy Tera, Miraidon, D-Gleam plus Whims. Yo, thank you so much for stopping by. So we got to pivot here. We definitely have to pivot. I think I pivot in here and here. I'm trying to think of the order that I want. Maybe Lunala on the right, Kyurem on the left. I like Kyurem on the left. Lunala on the right. Yeah. We got to go for the double pivot. It really sucks that we have to, but it's completely fine. Because then, now that the Miraidon's going to lock into D-Gleam here, I'm assuming, we're going to be able to then just wide guard and trade out. While hopefully not dying. I would like to see... If you just go Tailwind and, like, don't Terra, you would have just lost your Miraidon here, too. Like, if you Tailwind and just E-Drift, you would have lost. Tailwind, oh my gosh, you would have lost the game. That's what I give for respecting our opponent's play, chat. No D-Gleam, though. Parabolic Charge. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about that. I do not care about Parabolic Charge. That's not something that is... Why is Miraidon white and everything else is gray? Look at that. That's weird. That's very weird. Alright, Groudon's going to be pivoting in probably. So we're just going to rip a Freeze Dry into that slot, I'm assuming. And, bruh. You know what? Actually, I'm a gamer. Gaming. Double Blizzard, boys. He did. He definitely clicked it. Electro Drift is fine. I can't... You hit the wrong target, though, buddy. You did. You actually don't get the KO either. All right. Ripping him. Blind. Let's go. Lunala busted. Another one. We crit the Miraidon. It's going to be cloaked, too. Oh, it's not. Oh, we froze. GG's. Why aren't you cloaked? Look at you not being cloaked. Look at... I didn't even need that freeze. I didn't even need it. Blizzard busted. Blizzard busted. Busted. So busted. Yeah, he does have a Tailwind up. I gotta be respectful. I'm just gonna pivot in my Torn and Wide Guard. And then just stagger Tailwind, Snowscape, went out. Cool. Oh, that was so funny. Miraidon statue. That'd be kind of sick. Torn pivots. We Wide Guard just because we don't want to lose our Lunala to P-Blades, which they should be clicking here. And then we probably just Tailwind stagger, then lose the Lunala, and then Snowscape win with Kyurem. There we go. P-Blades, not today. Nopers. You got chill. Perfect. Last turn of Electric Terrain. They have one more turn of their Tailwind. Perfect. So we're going to go for a Tailwind here trade. Lose our Lunala and then bring out our Kyurem. What a Blizzard hit, though. We should be outspeeding a Groudon here, but it's hard to say. Battle's canceled. That's wins up. We take those wins all the way to the bank. Blizzard busted. Sometimes you just got to click Blizzard. I'm gonna do this. I'm a gamer. It's Beartic time. It's finally Beartic time. Can you guys believe it? We're going to go with both these. I am going to bring the Pult here. I think Pult is a good win out mon in the very back for some of these. Actually, do I want to bring Pult, or do I just want to rip Kyurem into this guy's team? I don't think you rip Kyurem. I think the Lunala is usable. And I'm going to bring my Pult. Let's go. I don't know if we went out here. This might be a fat L, because like we're also not really enabling the Beartic. Like if they just lead with Miraidon, we lose. I hate that. Nah, dude, we're gaming. We're gamers. We're gamers. Let's go. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Nah, he's probably Zed from like League of Legends. That's what I'm guessing. Let's see what they got. No Miraidon lead. Yeah, there it is. The Trick Room lead. I can beat this. Who are they nuking? That's the real question. Who are they deciding to target down? It has to be Gallade, right? But you might not know what Beartic does. And what you don't know, it scares you. You're terrified of what Gallade brings to the table. Absolutely quaking in your boots. Not Gallade, sorry, freaking Beartic. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if it gets the KO though. Yeah, Carbink's so good. If they just nuke the Gallade, they nuke the Gallade. I can't stop them from nuking Gallade. I was trying to play around Amoonguss. That's why I led with like Grass Terra Mons, Safety Goggles Mons, stuff like that. If they, in case they wanted to go Amoonguss Carbink or Amoonguss Frigoraph, that's what I was expecting. Or Amoonguss Lunala. Oh, that's so good for your boy out here. Beartic! Shadow Realm! One-way ticket! Beartic! We just missed Icicle Crash. Beartic, what are you doing? Beartic, what are you doing? Why, Beartic, why you do this to me, Beartic? Beartic, you have no reason to do that to me. I've been nothing but kind to you. Never lucky. Great. Is he actually playing around this correctly? That's nuts. That's so nuts. You say Carbink has pod armor? Nah, I actually think Beartic has, like, useless armor. It's okay, though. Yeah, we got the good moves here. Imagine a world where, like, they didn't get to set this up. It'd have been kind of nice, right? Alright, this is going to be really hard. I get to get one of these off. I know that the Lunala's already used its item, but I have no other options. Okay. Trying to break Sash. They're going to nuke the Gallade. Oh, we live in. You're weak. You need more hatred. I know you've already used your item, but I'm there to break your Shadow Shield and then Beartic chopping it. Oh, yeah, dude, we're gaming out here. We are indeed gaming. 2 turns left on TR. Beartic is still cooking. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I could have tricked him that a couple turns ago. I just didn't need to. I didn't feel I needed to, you know? But we'll see. Moonlight, what a choice. Weird. Okay. And we miss another Icicle Crash. Yo, this Beartic is straight blind, bro. That's so game. How much of an L are we actively taking here? That's such an L. Bro. Never lucky. That's what they call me out here. I got it. I can't hit a move to save my life. Can't hit a move to save my life, bro. You can't just miss 2. Like, Beartic doesn't even get, like, any other... Like, it doesn't get Spinner, you know? It has to use Icicle Crash. Double Bikes is good. You're guessing Flutter Specs. No, I think it's Sash. That's definitely Sash Flutter. That team doesn't need Specs Flutter. The Specs might be on the Miraidon. I really don't think there's a reason for the Flutter to be Specs there. It doesn't need that sort of damage. So I'm going to be trying my best to bully out the Moltres. I want to see if they go, like... They can go Grim Miraidon. They can go Incin Miraidon. They can also go Incin Moltres. Very hard to say what they're exactly going to do with in this game. Teams all over the place. It's a little all over the place, yeah. Let's see if this works. They should use Lapras, dude. Okay. Beartic game. We're trying our best. Grimmstar Moltres. Alright, so they're trying to set up the Tailwind. So we can stagger that Tailwind correctly. We can U-turn. We can come with Kyurem and just rip the Snowscape boosts off of their face. I think the correct target to hit actually is still Moltres. We're not going to hit them for half. I vibe with that. Oh, not Protect. We definitely Tailwind here because we want it to go off. And we just U-turn. I'm going to U-turn the Moltres. Yeah, how goes it? You Protect. You're allowed to do that. No one's saying you can't. You can Thunder Wave my Pult. That's why I'm still Tailwinding, so you're not ever going to get outsped by this Moltres unless it's Scarfed. So we're still respecting the right options here. But I want to do about 30 to 35% of this Moltres with my Pult first. Let us know a little bit more about their set. See if they have like lefties or something like that. So Tailwind goes up. We have a faster Prankster setter than theirs. And Thunder Wave into Dragapult. Very wise choice from them. But again, we're just trying to get damage into this Moltres. So let me get that. There it is. About 25%. So they're pretty bulky. Which means like they have to actually Nasty Plot after getting up that Tailwind if they actually want to do anything with it. Which they can. They're not rushing anything here. So this should be a Tailwind or a Nasty Plot. Cool. And then next turn they're probably going to flip a Terra on. Do they have lefties? They do not. So we're going to Snowscape Rooney Dooney and Blizzard out versus this Grim. So much damage. They can Light Screen. They can Thunder Wave. I don't really care. We're just taking a ton of damage here. And if they want to pivot in the Koraidon, that's what the value of that manual cast Snowscape here. I love it. I love it. So we both have Tailwind up. I'm about to get Weather Control up here. And they did not Terra the Moltres, chat. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I say uh-oh, bro. This is a Choice Specs Kyurem. Just because it's not Kyurem White doesn't mean you can just sleep on it. And I guess you can. Wow. Is it Citrus? He gets 1 Berserk Proc. Again, it's not going to be doing that much. Snarl. That's so good into my team. That's tech. That's clutch. Like that for you. So you're going to be able to... It's like freaking... What berry is that? Throat Spray. I was like... for a second I thought it was like a Custap berry. I was like, not Custap, like one of those pinch berries. Not pinch, but like the ones that activate, like raise like your speed or whatever. I'm forgetting what they're called. But like, yeah, I thought it was like one of those weird berries, right? I think I'm just going to Bleak Wind to finish off. Maybe I can still finish off the Moltres. We're going to rip a Blizzard here. You could pivot in Kyurem, like, honestly, but, like, you don't want to pivot on either of these. Salac Berry. I thought it was a Salac Berry. I was like, bro, what? You're not even in the red. Actually, he is in the red, but it's fine. Because, like, I was scouting for lefties earlier. That's why you turned that slot in the first place. You can go for a Thunder Wave into either of these guys. Doesn't really matter. Protect. Okay. They're trying to Thunder Wave my Torn here, maybe? Thunder Wave Kyurem. Wow. Papa Berry. I'm not a fan of those, but pop off. Hopefully we can take the Grim out this turn. Bleak Wind is going to miss. No, we hit. Nice. So important to still hit that. Any freezers, pleasers? Any connectors? Never lucky, bro. Absolutely unlucky situations have befallen us here. We are just going to drop a Protect because we don't want to get Thunder Waved. And man, imagine if we hit a Blizzard last turn. That would be kind of nice. There's absolutely zero reason to stand and get hit with a Thunder Wave there. None. There's zero reason for that, I don't think. You can pivot out the Grim for Kyurem, but like, that's still dicey. I'm not just going to let you Thunder Wave me, bro. Yep. I don't need to hit Bleak Wind that badly. Let's hit this. Fiery Wrath. He's going for Flinch Town here. Survey says, don't flinch me, bro. That's what it says. It says, don't flinch me, bro. Let's go. So good. Any freezers? No, but Ray Boss down. Honestly, that's really good. And now that I'm not paralyzed, I can still go for that Tailwind if I want. I can go for a Snowscape or anything like that. I'm in a really, really usable spot in this situation. Do I want to Blind Blizzard that Kyurem, bro? Blizzard's accurate doesn't go down in the sun. Just not as accurate. It's just a 70. C- chance to win the game. I'm thinking about it. I do be thinking. I think I am just going to Tailwind here. I'd like to be able to KO that Grim, though. That's what I'm really looking at here. It'd be nice to KO the Grim. Like, you know, we got paralyzed the last turn. I know that the last mon is going to be Koraidon. We know this. I'm going to go for a fadeaway Tailwind and just rip a Blizzard. I'm trying to think, do I need my Terra here? This is fine. This lets D-Gleam not have as big of an impact. They're going to Terra here Fairy. Right? Should be Fairy. Could be Electric. Fairy. There it is. Nice. And Blizzard's still 100% accurate, so like we're still gaming. We're not going to be as fast as them either, because we do have the speed drop. They're probably going to be using Thunder Wave here. I wouldn't be surprised. We're looking to deal about 30% of their health. Tailwind's up for enabling the monster in the back. If we can take the Grim out this turn, that's what we're really trying to do, so they can't Thunder Wave our Lunala. Parting Shot. Don't lose the game, buddy. I'm trying to help you out here. Don't lose the game. This is going to be Koraidon coming in here, but like, you do not want to eat this Blizzard, buddy. I'm trying to help you out. Okay. I'm at -1. Let's see what happens. There's the Gleam. Tor might actually live this. I might be able to Snowscape here. close. If I can hit this, that is amazing. RNG. Let's go. Double hit. Let's go. That's so good. That's so much damage. Pult technically outspeeds here. Pult outspeeds. Lunala outspeeds. And they did lock in D-Wing, didn't they? Okay. I think you just take the Kyurem out this turn. I think that takes out, though. I don't actually know. This is going to be a hard play. I don't know if this takes out. This is full special attack Lunala. Like, modest. Like, I got a lot of damage. I know you're a Koraidon, but, like, I got a lot of damage. If you come in with the Grim, you fodder. They have a light screen up. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't know if I die here. All right, cool. No protects. Just trying to fight me, bro. Just trying to game. That's probably a game we just lost. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that. Nah, I lose the D-Wing here, right? You get ticked out, but, like, yeah. It was close. I think it was a close game. I don't know what I could have went Pult there, right? And I could have actually clicked U-turn. We live here, and that's absolutely amazing because now I can click wide guard. But at the same time, I don't know if I win. It's going to be so hard to win this, but technically, if I can come in and take out the Grim, I can win. Light screen's gone. Darts don't work into Grim. And they're going to be able to weave in the Thunder Waves. Like, I have to go through so much Thunder Wave shenanigans to deal with this. You know? Does Sucker Punch KO Grim? They're not attacking, though. We have Wide Guard. Does U-turn take out Grim? I think it does. Let's go gaming. Thunder Wave? Block it. Come on, Pult. Come on, Pult! Oh no, this is dicey now. Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared, chat, because if I ever miss a wide guard here, I lose the game. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for the follow. And of course, Pult gets paralyzed. Never lucky. Oh my gosh. Never lucky. RNG, baby. That's what we hate to see. If I ever fail a wide guard, we lose. I think we just lost, yeah. I mean, we're going to fail one within, like, the next 15 turns. Yo, go for it. If they didn't wide guard, sorry, if they didn't Thunder Wave the Lunala there, I would have had shots. Hey, we get a wide guard up. I mean, honestly, like, there might be a situation where we can time them if, like, the ladder, if it comes up, if we can get their Grim off the board. Yeah, Parting Shot will not work on Pult. We have Clear Body. I still think that's a good target, because, like, that's the mon... Oh my gosh, we're double parried. Chat, this is so not fair. All right, hold on. Parting Shot, dual screens, Thunder Wave. We actually don't need to take out the Grim, but we do need to take out the Grim if we're planning on winning by time. How did I become good at VGC Pokemon? I've been playing Pokemon since Red and Blue. I've been playing VGC since 2011, so, like, I've been playing for over, like, 15 years. So it's, like, it's a long time. Yeah, I think we do lose, though. Like, there shouldn't be a way that we can win. 2 pairs in a row. Like, dude, just put up the screens, bro. Put up a Reflect. Light screen ain't it ever. RNG is not fair today. It's not. It's not. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is. It's not fair today. There we go. All right, so our best chance to win here is to win on time. The games have gone on pretty long. Like, the turns have gone on pretty long, but at the same time, like, I don't know if we're going to have the time to do that. And I still think the right play was using U-turn there. Like, if we went into Phantom Force, if you ever get paralyzed while in Phantom Force, you get knocked out of it, right? Maybe they forget you can get paralyzed and they forfeit. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm actually hoping for. I'm going to try and see if I can take this one to timer, because we have 2 and they have 1. So we technically can win. There's no reason to take the full timer every single turn. I do have a lot of time on my hands, so maybe I will take a little bit of the timer. Lunala. Wide guard. Let's go. We're gaming out here. I'm gonna lap like he just like, fine, Electro Drift. We know he specs. Yeah, let's see. If I can take it to time, I will. Damage. It's free damage. Like, it's free. Yeah, if Lunala wasn't paralyzed, I'd say we win this one almost every time. But, you know, technically, like, we could wait out all of the Dazzling Gleams, right? And then they have to struggle, and then they won't break the Pult. Yeah. Instead of 9-hit KO, it's probably less than that. But we're trying to take it to time right now. Again, if Lunala gets paralyzed once, we probably lose. I can't see a world where Pult would win out here. Pult probably just gets popped by that Gleam. So we're trying to play for the timer. Let's go! 3 minutes should show up relatively soon. He just ripping them Gleams. I can't believe I got paralyzed like twice in the row like there too. I really took a lot of, you know, really forced this game to go down a different path. Pult never lucky. Never lucky Pult once again. Thank you Pult for absorbing all the never lucky. I appreciate you, buddy. I really appreciate Pult absorbing up all the never lucky. Let's go. He's like, why am I so unlucky that Lunala would not get paralyzed? When like, bro, you're getting a para every other turn. I don't know if you notice it. You're getting like an average of like 1 para per turn. Okay. Hey, damage. Oh, we're gaming now. Now we're gaming. Still no 3-minute timer. Game hates me, bro. Come on. He's thinking. Oh, we lost. Oh, never lucky. Oh, he's struggling. Oh, wait. Struggled. Oh, wait. Oh, we win. He ran out. He didn't PP max him. He only used 10. We win. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Built different. Struggle these. You take out the Lunala, but like you're gonna tick out, so we take those. Wins up, bro. This guy tried to send me to the Shadow Realm with RNG, and we're like, no, stop it. This is why we PP max. That's right. That's right. Absolute gaming. Wins up. Whew. That's why we do it, right? What an insane game. Yeah, that was great, right? That was a great one. That was a great way to end it, right? I think the team works. Like, honestly, like, Beartic's really bad. But, like, what Beartic does is it forces people to bring the Mons that we want them to bring. It makes them think that we're going a little bit faster than we really can because they see the Slush Rush potential with, like, Kyurem and Torn. And so when we go Pult instead, they're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And Pult can U-turn, it can pivot, it can do big damage off the rip, and, I really like the Pult on this team. I think the Pult is where the real value is. Being able to close games out with Kyurem is nice. Being able to use Lunala is nice. So yeah, I think this team was a lot of fun. Remember, we went through the full like write-up for this team, like way back at the start of the stream. And if you guys like this write-up and you want to see more, think about letting me know on YouTube in the comments. Think about checking out the Patreon. Let me know in the comments is there. I'm going to try and do a write-up like this for every one of the little guides and, you know, streams that we do for the month of July for the, you know, the VGC Masterclass. Today probably could have went a little bit better, but, like, I think I was getting some of those nerves out. It's really hard to put into words and put into practice a lot of these mechanics. And, like, there's no one else doing this sort of content on YouTube. There's no one making this sort of content. There's no concrete stamp that says this is how you do it. All we really have is, you know, our best hopes and our best efforts trying to make, you know, the magic happen. And I'm trying my best to get it all down on paper so you guys can see my thought process and it might be able to inspire you guys make your own teams a little bit better in the future. So if you guys like this sort of stuff, please think about checking out the Patreon. Link to that is going to be right here. And if you guys have suggestions for stuff you want to see, if you have replays you want to submit, if you have teams that you want fixed, team fixing is going to be tomorrow. Think about checking out the Patreon. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of the Pokemon VGC Masterclass featuring Anti-Meta Mondays. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace.